Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shank. He decided to re-tee. That's a shank. Oh, man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Two-Way Miss podcast. Thank you, as always, for joining us wherever, whenever you might be listening or watching. We appreciate you, as always. I am one of the hosts of this lovely show, Mr. Regz, and I'm joined by the good buddy, Banksy. Banksy, how you doing, buddy, on the eve of this long weekend?
Doing great. Doing great.
Happy to hear it. Feeling good. About to play some golf this weekend, even though, you know, we won't talk about it, that you're kind of like leaving me out to dry, but it is what it is.
You can't put it like that. People will think I'm
I know.
intent-
People... That's kind of the idea, but no, you didn't do anything on purpose.
Nothing on purpose, I promise. You know better.
I do. Always fun to poke fun at you, though. Can't help it. All right, man. Well, we're here to recap that PGA Championship that happened a couple days ago.
How about it?
We're just going to run down the leaderboard here, folks. We'll get to a couple people who we found interesting. You know, we'll talk through a couple storylines, but I mean, obviously the big one is Mr. Koepka.
Were there storylines?
Something different happened, I think. I'm not sure exactly what, but something different happened. Some guy named Brooks figured out he could still play golf.
Yeah, some guy named Brooks and whatever. Who's the other guy? Rock?
Well, yeah, I don't know if we have to talk about that guy, but
we got to talk about him a little bit. Come on.
he shot like 82 today.
Well, you know, he's emotional.
Yeah. Let's talk about the real golfers first. All right. Koepka.
Is he still a real golfer?
Koepka? Apparently. He just comes and wins major championships all the time. So, apparently, it's still in there. Comes out, shoots a final round 67 to win by 2. I gotta say, I don't think I saw this happening ever again for him, but he just kind of came out and proved that when he's healthy, like, this dude is still one of the best golfers on the planet in these major championships. I think you have to caveat that, because if this was just a regular PGA Tour week, like, he's not trying to win these live events. He's not trying to win. He was never trying to win regular PGA Tour events. But man, when it comes to these majors, this dude is just a freaking hungry hippo. He's just gobbling them up.
Yep.
Like, that puts him at 5, which is up there with like the best of the best. Like five is a big number.
Yeah, and you got to think. I mean, 10 more years of healthy golf times 4 majors a year, 40 more chances. Legit chances. What is he, 30, I don't know, 33, 34, 35. At least 10 more years of healthy golf at 4 majors a year, 40 chances. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. So, I mean, just put him in context with a couple people. Like, Byron Nelson has 5. Seve has 5. Now Brooks has 5. Peter Thompson was like way back when, but he's got 5.
Who has, it's Jack, Tiger, and who? Does somebody have 9?
Yeah, it goes Jack, Tiger, Walter Hagen, and then Hogan and Player have 9.
Okay,
but like,
yeah. So
he's one away from Trevino, Faldo, and Phil Mickelson. Like,
Trevino has 6 major wins.
Isn't that wild?
Does he really?
Yeah.
No shit. I'm glad I tuned into the show. I learned
something
so
new
much.
every day.
Lee Trevino has 6 major championships.
Yeah.
Man, good for him.
But listen, like, we talk about Phil as the second best golfer of our generation, and he's 1 major away.
Yeah.
From having the same amount of majors as him. Like, it's just the guy just like, he was right about being hurt and really kind of being down and out because of that knee injury.
Yeah.
And he looked as steady as can be. Just hit great shots all weekend.
Yeah.
And never looked flustered. Like never. Here's the thing I'll say. We talk about Brooks a lot, how he's like, he's a pretty big tool. And like at the beginning of his career, he was like the cool kid. He was like, oh, I'm a real athlete. Like I just play golf because I hurt my shoulder and can't play baseball or whatever it was. Really, he couldn't hack it in baseball, so he really wasn't that good. But anyway, like that's the guy he came off as. And then that Full Swing episode kind of like changed a lot of people's mind. I thought he was still a tool, but at least he kind of like showed that all of it was kind of like a facade. Like he was just putting it up there because he felt like he had to. Or I don't really know why he kept putting it out there, but and then he kind of admitted it in the press conference. He wasn't as much of a dick and like an arrogant bastard in the press conference. He was like, yeah, man, this was like really hard. Like not a lot of people know all the crap that I had to do for my knee and what we had to go through to get back to this. So it was just an impressive win for a guy who I didn't know could do it again. I honestly, you could have given me 1,000-to-1 odds that Brooks Koepka ever wins a major again. I probably would have taken it.
Really? Wow.
But because how would we know? Like, how would we ever know?
Yeah. Yeah, I still think he's a tool. I don't.
That's fair.
The Full Swing thing didn't do anything for me. You know, he still talks too much, but he's freaking good. And I mean, he blew a lead at the Masters. He very easily could have
both of these.
Could have
majors.
both of these in the bag.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, and he did. He just looked like he looked unflappable. Like it didn't look like at any point he was going to lose that golf tournament on Sunday, and he just kept executing and hitting the shots. And yeah, who knows? Yeah, you know, with as up and down as golf is, you know, you had some other guys that like. You know, you look at that leaderboard at the end of the week and you're like, oh, that's a great leaderboard. But it's not like
it's not the tip of the top. Yeah.
And a lot of those guys, it's not like they were in contention to win.
It was really Hovland and Koepka were the only guys. Scotty kind of got back into it, but
yeah, I mean, Rory finished whatever top, but it wasn't like,
yeah, that was such like no one thought Rory had a shot to win that tournament.
Yeah. You know, Scheffler, I mean, freaking DeChambeau. I still think the TV coverage, you know, they're not showing these live guys. Like you don't really see them hit any shots. Obviously, Brooks was there. You saw a little bit of DeChambeau, but do you feel like you're getting to see any of those live guys really?
I saw Bryson a decent amount. Obviously, you had to see Brooks a lot because he was in the final group. Like, they can't sort of not show him. But
yeah,
I feel like I saw Phil a lot.
You definitely saw.
I feel like
Phil
I saw
more.
Phil a lot.
Yeah, you definitely saw Phil.
But like outside of Cam Smith, who they showed a decent amount, I thought Phil, Bryson, and Brooks. Those are really the top live guys that I can remember seeing on a regular basis.
Yeah, but let's put it in perspective too. You know, we talk about this live stuff and how it's just a big joke. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. You have a player like Dustin Johnson coming off a live win, and you're like, oh, he should be in some good form. Finishes plus 9 overall. You know, I still think that has something to do with all the I don't give a shit about anything golf. That is the live tour. But again, it's at the same time, it's nice to see some of these better players play. Like, it's nice to see them play golf every once in a while, regardless of the shitty thing is that they're on this live tour. But it's nice to see them play because you don't have to watch all these other hacks
Yeah.
that are out there now that are getting TV coverage because
Yeah.
there's literally nobody else to show.
Right. I think that's fair. You're right. It is always better to watch those guys. I don't know, man. Brooks's ability to just show up to these majors and just be really, really good is just something crazy. Like, again, we talk about Tiger so much because of the consistency. Like, Tiger wanted to win everything.
Everything.
That's why it was never a shock that Tiger was in contention for a major. Brooks literally could care less about anything else
Yeah.
besides these 4 weeks a year.
Which is still interesting, like, and is that a dedication thing? Like, why not put that effort into every tournament you play and just be a guy? And I think that's one of those things that's, when we look back at his career, he could end up, let's say he ends up with 10 majors, third all time in major wins. Does it tarnish anything other than the live stuff? Does it tarnish anything? Because I believe till it's all said and done, these guys are going to be somehow, some way back on the PGA Tour. But
apparently it's with very good confidence. I heard someone say that Brooks explored how he could get back.
Well, if the reports are correct, you pay a shit big fine.
Yeah, but I mean, like
that's how you get back.
He had his people look into it. Like it's a real thing that happened.
Yeah. But looking back on his career, does anything get tarnished on his career? Because, he's got 10 majors, but he didn't solidify by winning a lot of other non-major tournaments.
I think you just have to call it what it is. He's one of the best major championship players we've ever seen.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I don't know if that makes him one of the greatest golfers of all time, but it makes him one of the greatest major championship players we would have ever seen. Like, and that's just what it is. I don't know if... I think my attitude is that I want to see you win all the time.
Sure, if you can.
Right.
Why not?
Because
why
I think
not try and win?
Because
all the
I
time?
think that's the new standard that Tiger set. Like that's the standard that he followed, because Jack and Arnie always tried to win everything they could. So I think that's just the standard Tiger followed. And obviously, as huge Tiger fans and growing up during the generation that watched Tiger Woods, like that's the standard. So I don't know where that puts him. It obviously would be a pretty good debate on where that puts him in sort of the best golfers ever. But maybe it's just that he's one of the best major championship players that ever lived. Like that's just who he is.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not the greatest golfer ever. He's just one of the best. He's just one of the guys who could always win those tournaments when it mattered.
So seeing how he played in the Masters, seeing obviously with the win now, and assuming he's back to 100% health.
Which I think you have to assume at this point.
Yeah. You said that you didn't see him winning another major prior to this one. Now that what you've seen at the Masters, what you've seen now, and assuming again he's healthy, what's his number?
8?
8? You think he'll get three more?
I don't see why not.
Yeah. No, it's a safe.
Like when this guy's healthy, who has proven that they're better than him in these tournaments? Like not a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree, and I'll just go out and say, why not 10, five more out of
Honestly,
40 tries?
Yeah, at this point, if you told me that he won the U.S. Open, like okay, Sure.
He's gonna get a Masters.
Yeah, he gets way too close way too often.
He's been so close,
Yeah.
right? So he's gonna get a Masters. So there's 6.
Yeah.
Can he get 4 more after that? You know, Brit again, like
I mean, the thing is, he has the game to win an Open Championship too. Like, it's not
Sure.
like he doesn't do something well enough to win one of those tournaments either.
yeah.
Um,
You know, the big kicker, you know, we've seen it through. His wife is pregnant. They're expecting a child. That there always seems to be that, which is great. I mean, you know, you have that family dynamic now, which, you know, kind of tends to deviate in a golfer's career because, you know, obviously they're spending more family time as opposed to more golf time.
yeah.
So that's really
But
the
here's
only thing.
the thing, like, he has every other week to have family time.
That's
So
true.
like 4 weeks a year, he's gonna be like, babe, I'm out. Like,
yeah,
you do what you want. We're not gonna talk for the next 7 days. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Yeah.
essentially on your own for the next 7 days, but that's only 4 weeks out of the year. There's 52 weeks a year.
yep,
Every other week, he is going to be dad. Like, because he does not care. He can fit in all his practicing and doing all this stuff and doing the same stuff he did to lead up to this.
yeah.
You know, what's the difference is going to be 4 weeks a year where he's just going to lock it in. And like, that's just, you can't say that he can't do it anymore.
Right, because the rest of his season doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
And he doesn't care about it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's not worried about it. He's not worried about racking up live wins. You know,
Yeah.
he's just not worried about it. So I think out of most golfers, he's almost set up perfectly. You have all of my attention outside of 4 weeks a year.
yeah. Good point.
And that's what it is. Like, that's
all
just
right.
what it is.
So you're gonna say 8. I'm just gonna go, you know, into the history books, and I'll say 10. Why not?
God, it's so many.
Why not? 10. Five more in 40 tries.
Yeah. I mean, how many has he played at this point? I'm going to look this up. Brooks Koepka major championship record.
Man, can you believe we're coming up next year on 10 years since Rory has won a major?
Isn't that ridiculous?
Like, is that mind blowing? 10 years?
It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Like, if somebody asked you, when's the last time Rory won a major? Like, what number comes to your head? Like, oh, I don't know, 4 years ago? Like, it's 10.
You would think.
It's going to be 10. What a colossal waste. Like, that's kind of a colossal waste of talent.
Well, yeah. Well, I think
as hard as that is to say.
we'll get to him, obviously.
Yeah.
Why can't I freaking find this? All right, let's go to the next person while I'm still looking this up. You want to talk Scotty or you want to talk Victor? Let's talk Victor.
Victor's next, technically. I mean, they're both tied second. I don't know, Victor. He's good. He's really, really good. But you know, he's that guy that's always just kind of there. I think he's a major championship winner. I don't know when or which one. I would say a PGA or a US Open would come first. But yeah, he's good. He's got to eliminate a couple mistakes.
Yeah. I think this is the best showing we've seen from him.
Consistency, yeah.
Start to finish.
I mean, he was -2 on Sunday. It's a good round.
It's one swing. He was battling with Koepka. Like, he
Yeah.
really was. He he didn't back off. Koepka would hit some great shots, and Victor was coming right back to him.
Yeah.
Like, it was the best we've seen Victor play through 4 days.
Yeah, and hold it together. Right.
Even with the weather and all that stuff that was sending guys, all over the place.
Yeah.
Victor, like, I feel like this was a really big deal for Victor. And again, it's one shot. It's one shot. Like, he was right there with Brooks. So I was impressed with how he stayed consistent. I was impressed with him finally being able to show, like, even when this guy next to me is playing the lights out, like, I can stick with him in the final group of a major.
Yeah.
And be there and not like fold under pressure like we've seen him do so many times. Like, I felt this was a big deal. And we've gotten on him a lot for being unbelievably inconsistent in these situations.
Yep.
And this was not one of those situations. Like, it just wasn't it.
Yeah. Really ugly shirts.
Yeah. The wardrobe needs some help.
Enough.
But
enough to come out and say, listen, I'm sorry, but I get paid to wear these.
Yeah,
So-
right.
So
it was a great answer. He's like, look, man, they pay me a lot of money. They leave
Yeah.
it for me on the bed, and I just put it on. He's like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, he probably looks at damn.
Yeah, it's just like, well, which check cleared today?
Yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah, calls his accountant. That last check from the clothing people cashed, right? We're good. The accountant says yes, and he puts the clothes on, and he heads out there with a smile on his face. Really funny answer to that. That was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Honest. Just be honest.
Yep. He's like, look, man, they pay me a lot of money, and I just put it on. That's where we're at here. It's good stuff out of Victor. All right. I mean, Scotty, final round 65 to kind of get back into it after a 73, obviously on a Saturday. That was just like a washout.
Woo, Saturday, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I know how they feel. I played in similar weather. Stakes weren't quite as high, but I mean, that's just eventually you're just miserable.
Yeah, I mean, you saw
Right.
JT, right? He just flips the hat around. He's putting with his wedge. Like, he's just like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. And that, he's soon going to be a whole other segment of
Yeah.
what the fuck, man.
Yeah, right.
That's coming. That's coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, again, like 67, 68, first two rounds. The 73 obviously put him back pretty far. But listen, comes back and shoots the 65, like another T2 in a major. Like, the guy just continues to.
Yeah. Just rolling. And again, I don't think he does anything amazing.
Besides,
He's
right.
just-
If his putter isn't ice cold, he's just
Yeah.
always there.
He's just there. He just does everything like good enough to just be there.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen that like total drop off.
Right.
Where all of a sudden Gotti misses 2 cuts or he finishes.
Yeah.
in
Even when
in
he's
last
not
place,
playing
like-
well.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
look, he didn't play well at the Masters, but he made the cut.
He made the cut, yeah, and he wasn't dead last.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Who else? Who else do we care about? DeChambeau, whatever.
I don't care.
I mean,
Rory, like a backdoor T7.
still weird. Yeah, right.
Like, great.
Justin Rose sighting.
Cam Smith, top 10 in a major.
Cam Smith. Yeah, Patrick Cantlay has a beard now. That's
Yeah,
about all.
still
That's about all I have to report on Patrick Cantlay.
I mean, do we really just like Xander a top 20, I guess?
That's just you. That's
Good for
just
you, Xander.
Yeah, that's just you with the hard on for Xander.
I don't have a hard on for Xander. I have a hard on for Homa, and he was pretty bad.
You love Xander. Oh yeah, Homa's your boy. Too.
Your pick, Colin, T26.
I don't think that wasn't my pick. I don't believe you.
We went over this. Spieth top 30 again, just
Dude,
all over
I'll
the place.
tell you, hey, does anybody? Boy, his putting routine, setup, stance, that is the most uncomfortable looking
know.
thing
I know.
I've ever seen. Well, maybe not the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen. I got a buddy that had a really special putting stroke there for a while. Like, and to me, his stroke, it on the short putts, the shorter putts, he doesn't follow through.
Yeah, it's like it's really punchy.
He takes it back and then just stabs at it.
Yeah.
Like the amount of putts that he misses from short distance and misses terribly.
Right. Which and
like,
those ones where they like like everyone's been there where you stop like that, your whole body like starts to shake. Like I got goosebumps just thinking about that sensation. Like when you're on a close putt and you're like, God, this thing is downhill and it fucking swings. Yeah. And you're just like your putter can't get past the ball. It's just like, and then as soon as you hit it, you're like gone. Like that thing's 6 feet past down the hill.
When you are in the mindset of you're like, dude, I have no chance of making this right now.
Yeah, right.
It just, and I don't know. It looks terrible. It looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It looks non-committal. And he stabs at the ball.
It's very weird considering how good of a punter that guy, or how good of a putter that guy was.
Yeah. And again, go back to what's worked for you before. Start looking at the hole again. Start, loosen up. Try a new putter. Like he's still using the putter. That putter's 20 years old. You got to try something else. Like he's going to lose tournaments that he's in contention for.
Oh yeah.
Because that is going to be an issue. And he is missing them badly.
Yeah, it's not really close. Yeah.
It's not close. I
mean, the next one I'm getting down to is Rahm.
Oh boy, that was what a
like a
weird
opening round 76.
Yeah, just what a weird
into
situation.
into a 68.
Yeah.
Like just day one just couldn't do anything. Like was just all over the place. And not what you expect from him.
And talk about missing putts. Like
couldn't buy one.
No.
And then comes out and shoots like a 68 on that day. That's just a nightmare. And like 68's a great round in those conditions. Like birdies 3 of the last 6 holes. And you think maybe it's coming back, but then, 72, 71 to finish it off. Just never really had it.
Yeah.
A really weird showing from Rahm. Like really weird.
Very, 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 very unexpected.
Yeah. Really weird.
Yeah. Would have been nice to see him up there.
It would have been I really wish it was Rahm Koepka like going at it.
In the mix. Would have been.
Yeah. It would have been a lot of fun.
Would have been
awesome. Homa, another bad showing at a major. Like he just can't, like that's the next hump he's got to get over.
Yeah, he's not that good, Regz. Sorry.
And then Justin Thomas, like the reigning champ, tied for 65th. Not a single round in the 60s. Shoots 72, 73, 75, 72.
Yeah.
Just didn't want to be there very clearly. And Tony Finau, a pretty pathetic showing.
Yeah, what the hell?
That was really weird also. Like just another guy who looked way off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which was my kind of other.
Yeah, that was the guy I picked kind of when I had to repick. It was like coming off a win, right? Coming off like a win recently, and
yeah. It's just like that's the shitty part. Like, where are you guys?
Yeah.
We talk about Scheffler. Like when he doesn't play his best, he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody like a Finau who's athletically gifted and can hit the ball a mile,
right.
and can hit shots other guys
is set up to
can't-
take advantage of this
can't
course.
hit.
Is just like set up perfectly to take advantage of this
Like-
course.
Like, find a way, bro.
Yeah.
Find a way. Find a way. Thomas, we're going again. Last year, defending champ again. Kind of, the field came back to him
Yeah.
in that. But other than that,
But still,
other than that bright spot, like he's done nothing.
he has not been very good. You're right.
I mean, I don't know if he needs an extra shot of Claritin. I don't know if his eyes are watering or
Needs a
or,
CVS sponsorship is what it seems like. Or a
right.
Walgreens sponsorship.
Yeah, get CVS across his
Yeah.
shirt or something. But
Disappointing to say the least.
These guys, these guys should be playing the best golf of their lives, and it's look like shit.
Yeah. There's just not. Again, in these majors, like Brooks Koepka might be the most consistent golfer.
Yeah. And Justin, I'm telling you, caddy change.
Yeah,
caddy
you think
change.
so?
Yep. It's got to happen.
Well, what's his name? LaCava's, on Cantlay's bag now
Yeah.
permanently. Obviously does not bode well for our good friend Tiger. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
There was no
What we
one else
got?
who
Yeah,
there was no one else who gave me anything there.
Dustin Johnson +9, Phil Mickelson +10. Justin Thomas, just
Nothing else really got the juices going.
Finau almost finished dead last.
Yeah,
Ugh,
just really bad. Like from the jump, like I was watching him. They were on him a decent amount day one. The ESPN coverage.
yeah, because they thought
he had a
played
shot,
well.
right?
Yeah,
Just from the jump, didn't have it. Really crazy.
frustrating. That's like, I don't know.
All right, you want to talk about this Michael Block guy?
Maybe he had a hole in one.
Listen, it was a cool.
Had
it was a
had
cool story.
Yeah, neat story. Having the stones to make the putt on 18.
Yeah, that was like a really good par to get him back in the championship next year.
Yeah, and to make par where he was from off the green, like that. Impressive stuff. I think he got the sponsorship for this week. Obviously, shot like 120.
Yeah.
Looked like one of the high school kids I have to follow during the off season. But how much can you
expect?
You have professionals that have big weeks and then come out the next week and miss cuts. What do you expect from a
and then he's doing every interview under the sun. He's like,
yeah. But I mean, good for it. Like, ride it out as long as you can, buddy.
Exactly.
Who knows?
May never happen again. Right.
How many more sponsorships you'll get out of it?
Take it, man.
Ride it.
Make the cut. Make the cut and just make some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Listen, a cool story. Obviously, as a PGA professional, you don't see that a ton. Cool that he was playing with Rory McIlroy. Cool that he makes it into the next PGA Championship. Again, I wish the guy the best. We all probably have to cool off a little bit. Like Jim Nantz called it the greatest up and down, like in the history of golf. Like, all right, Jim, maybe let's take a step back. Let's take it easy a little bit.
This guy is he's due. He's due to win
one
a major
of the greatest up and downs I've ever seen. Like, all right, Jim, let's maybe chill out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Listen, happy for the guy. Wish him all the best. But we get so caught up in this, like, this ridiculousness, and like everyone is like, "Oh my God, I'm crying," and my mom is crying. It's like, all right, listen, it's great for the guy. He took advantage of his situation. I hope he continues to do so. Would never wish ill will on anyone, right? Who's getting this kind of chance. But like, let's not turn him into like the next savior of golf. You know, let's just take a little bit of a break.
Maybe I'll get a live offer.
He might. Why wouldn't he at this point?
Sure.
Make a bunch of money. You know,
Bring it. Yeah. The greatest.
he wouldn't be any worse than any of those other guys at the bottom, like 30 or 40.
Right. Yeah, right. It's all.
At least
it's
people
all-
would know
yeah.
who he was, not some
Yeah.
random like Asian tour player that they're filling in these teams with. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. Anything else that struck you during this week or these 4 days?
Not really. Cool course. It was neat. It was a cool course.
Good
I'm glad
renovation.
that
Like, I think the renovation played really well.
Yeah.
Taking out all the trees, all that kind of stuff. Like, it made the course look really good. I thought it was a good test. Thought it played well.
I'm glad the scores were what they were. I don't need them. I don't need to see anybody shoot 30 under in a major. I think.
Yeah, I thought they were perfectly fair.
Yeah. I'm glad they played through it on Saturday.
Likewise.
Because that's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I have a buddy at the live event. Was there today.
Yeah, we'll have to get a recap of that on the next show.
With his PGA flag. I think he got old Brooksy to sign his flag for him.
Listen, I'd love to have him come on and talk about it.
And give him give the experience.
Can we do that?
Well, I'll see what his appearance fee is.
See if he's available.
And we only have so much money to throw around at these special guests.
We can offer a lot of exposure, for him and his brand. So
he has to wear his Aces hat. Though.
Yeah, we'll try and work it out. We'll work it out.
He's got to wear his gear.
Yeah, see what sponsorship deals we might have to work out.
But yeah, I'll have my people talk to his people and see if we can
I like that.
get on here. And
it'd be great to get a firsthand experience. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, we're going to work on that for the next episode.
Perfect.
All right, everyone. Well, listen, we hope you enjoyed another major week as much as we did. A great tournament. The golf course looked really great, like Banks just said. We will see if Brooks can keep this up just like he did, all those years ago when he was just running through these major championships. So obviously we will be back with you. We'll be back with you next week, hopefully, to talk a little like someone who's been on the ground at the live event. I think that'll be a ton of fun. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the description of every show to the YouTube video. We're at 43 subscribers. We're trying to get to 50 by the end of the year. There's still plenty of time. So if you'd like listening to the show, go click that button. It's obviously always free. Subscribe and follow the show wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there. If you're so inclined, leave us a rating. Helps us out a lot to get noticed by a few more people while they're searching for golf podcasts. We really appreciate that. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at B&B Podcast. You can follow that beautiful bastard at Fairbanks-C23 on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at The Two-Way Miss on Twitter. You follow me on Twitter at Big Regz with a Z. Thank you, as always, anyone who listens, watches. We truly appreciate you guys. It continues to be amazing how many people follow up with us on, hey, where's the next pod, all this stuff. So we love all of you out there. We appreciate you. And we will catch you next week for hopefully a firsthand account of what one of these live events is. So look forward to that. Everyone have a good night, and we will catch you on the next one.
Swing hard, everyone.
Oh, it's not a cut. That's a slice.
Now this is a quack hook.
Oh,
Short
wow.
and into the right rough, headed to the trees.
Oh my God, it's a shank. He decided to re-tee. That's a shank.